Hi, and welcome to the Modern Industrialization mod tutorial. In this video, I'll walk you through the basics of getting started with MI, a mod focused on logistics and automation. We'll cover key items, crafting tips, and efficient ways to jumpstart your automation. To begin, gather a lot of copper and tin ores. The first item you'll need is the MI guide, crafted in a crafting table with 8 copper nuggets around a regular book. The guide will be your reference through the series. The next step is crafting a forge hammer, which is essential for creating plates. To make one, you'll need 3 heavy-weighted pressure plates and 4 iron ingots. A better option for crafting two forge hammers using 3 steel plates and 4 steel ingots, which is required for future machines, like crafting the bronze compressor. Steel is easy to get early on in this pack, as it simply requires throwing iron ingots into a blast furnace and choosing the steel option, as I show here. To make plates early on in this pack, an easy option is the Astra hammer. You can use the Astra hammer to make plates in a crafting table, which is more cost effective. The Astra hammer only costs 2 iron to craft and 2 sticks, and uses 1 ingot per plate. In comparison, the forge hammer early on, without the MI hammer, requires 2 ingots per plate, meaning you need 40 iron to make enough plates for the MI hammer using the forge hammer. The MI wrench is a key tool that you're going to need. By the way, this is the forge hammer with steel. The MI wrench is a key tool you're going to need to use for many things in this mod. It's crafted with 6 bronze plates. Using the wrench from MI allows you to rotate a machine by right-clicking, like this. You can also sneak right-click to set the input and output of the block. I'm turning mine to the back right now. You can also configure pipes with a wrench. By shift right-clicking, you break a pipe, and right-click just removes it or places it back down. One of the best things about a wrench from MI is that it allows you to see the entire structure of a multi-block setup. So say for instance I break blocks of this steam blast furnace. Using the wrench in my hand, I can see where the blocks need to go. Without the wrench, I cannot. This allows me to place blocks where they need to go for the structure to be valid. The third item I'd suggest crafting is an iron or steel MI hammer. It requires 5 iron large plates and 2 sticks. The iron large plates are crafted by placing 4 regular plates in a crafting table. That means that this is 20 iron plates together. After getting your hammer, you'll want to craft a steam mining drill to get ores. It's ideal for digging out 3x3 areas and has silk touch for better ore gathering. It runs on coal and water, and to craft it you'll need 2 furnaces, 3 diamonds, a copper drill head, 2 iron large plates, and a bucket. Use the forge hammer to craft the parts needed for the copper drill head. As you can see here, all of these pieces are needed to craft it. You'll need 1 copper plate, 2 copper curved plates, 3 copper bolts, a copper rod, and 2 copper gears. Once ready, this drill will help you progress through the mod faster. Bronze is a key material in this mod pack, and there are a few ways to craft it. You can combine 3 copper dust and 1 tin dust and then smelt it. You can use an alloy smelter, or you can use an alloy forge, which is the most efficient option at this part in the mod pack. I recommend setting up a Tier 1 alloy smelter using a forge controller of deep slate, stone, or brick. Adding a lava bucket to the inside, or two, will speed up the process for smelting. To make the forge controller, you'll need 11 bricks and one forge controller. Sorry, to make the alloy forge, you'll need 11 bricks and one forge controller. It is powered by coal, and you place the raw copper and raw tin inside, and it slowly cooks the ores together. You can automate this process fairly easily by using AE2, putting an import bus on the one side for coal and an export bus on the other side, or an import bus on the other side for cooked ores, and it takes ores from the bottom. To power your machines, you'll need steam. You can either smelt a water bucket in a furnace, which is ineffective, or craft a bronze boiler. This requires 3 fire clay bricks, 2 bronze plates, 1 bronze tank, and a furnace. Fire clay bricks are made by cooking clay into bricks, then putting the bricks into a forge hammer and smashing them with your hammer into dust. You then take the dust and you combine it with clay to make fire clay dust, which then gets cooked in a furnace into fire clay bricks. 4 of those make one of these blocks. The next item we're going to talk about are pipes. Up to 3 pipes can connect to a single machine. Fluid pipes only hold one type of fluid at a time, so dye them to keep things organized. For example, I use white pipes for my steam and blue pipes for my water. Item pipes will not connect to inventories by default, but you can force the connection with a wrench, just like I did with the water pipes earlier. If you right-click without the wrench in your hand, you will be able to see a filter, such as with the water pipes, where you can see if you want it to extract liquid from this block or import liquid from this block, and the arrows determine or change depending on what you choose. The default mode in an item pipe is whitelist, so nothing will be inserted or extracted without you allowing it. Item pipes will transfer 16 items every few seconds, but they can be upgraded with motors. Don't forget to configure both sides of the item pipe if you're filtering, as otherwise it will not allow the items you want to move through it. An important note or warning, Prominence 2 contains the carry-on mod. If your Modpack does as well, if you shift right-click the pipes with an empty hand, you can get a ghost block in that area where you picked up the pipe that cannot be broken, removed, or fixed easily. Please break your pipes with shift right-click with a wrench or by mining them with a pickaxe. And how you craft the pipes are very easily. You just go into your crafting table. You place 6 bronze curved plates that you can make by putting them into the forge hammer again, or crafting them with a forge hammer. You can make 2 copper rotors and a glass plane. This is for 16 fluid pipes. Or you can craft item pipes with 6 bronze curved plates and 2 steel gears for 16 item pipes. Bronze machines are essential. They use steam to automate tasks like compressing ingots into plates with a bronze compressor, just as you do with the forge hammer, mixing dusts for alloys using the bronze mixer, cutting materials like wood and glass with a bronze cutting machine. Each of these machines helps speed up your progress, and they can be overclocked using gunpowder. By tapping gunpowder on a machine, you can speed it up for a certain amount. By tapping it again, the amount of time increases. So right now it's 3:54. If I tap it again, it's going to increase again to 5:50, so about 2 minutes each time. Okay. The bronze water pump should be crafted in conjunction with the bronze boiler as they work together. The water pump takes water from all of the 8 surrounding blocks and pumps it into the bronze boiler. To craft the water pump is very easy. You need 1 bronze tank, 1 bronze machine casing, 2 copper gears, 2 copper rotors, and 3 fluid pipes. If you surround the pump horizontally with water blocks, it will continuously produce water for 1 EU per tick. The bronze water pump will produce 1/8 of a bucket of water for every adjacent water source for every 5 seconds, for a max output of 1 bucket per 5. The bronze compressor is the next machine we're going to make in this mod pack. It is crafted with 1 bronze machine casing, 2 copper gears, that extra forge hammer that you crafted before, 2 copper rods, and 3 fluid pipes. It requires steam to run, but it is an excellent way to make plates and automate making plates by importing and exporting ingots and plates. It turns ingots into plates at a 1-to-1 ratio, which is just the same as the Astra hammer. The bronze mixer is essential for mixing dusts to make alloys, crafting bronze dust, fire clay, and uncooked steel. To make the bronze mixer requires 2 glass blocks, 1 copper gear, 2 copper rotors, a bronze machine casing, and 3 fluid pipes. The bronze macerator is the next one. It turns 3 crushed dust or raw ores into 4.5 dusts. It is also excellent for recycling materials into dust. It can turn 1 ore into 2 pieces of raw ore, or make 7 nickelite dust from 1 block of nickelite ore. Just use EMI to search all of the things that it can do. There's 119 pages. To make the bronze macerators, 3 copper gears, 3 fluid pipes, a bronze machine casing, and 2 diamonds. The next machine we're going to make is a bronze cutting machine. The bronze cutting machine is great for taking wood logs and making 6 planks out of them, as well as 1 wood plank into 2 slabs. So it can make 1 wood log into 12 slabs. It can also make 6 glass into 16 glass panes, 1 wool into 4 carpets, ingots into rods, and rods into bolts. Please search EMI for all the amazing things this machine can do, as there are over 700 pages of crafting recipes. The bronze cutting machine is crafted with 2 glass, a diamond, 2 copper gears, a bronze machine casing, and 3 fluid pipes. I think I already said that. The next one, and one of the last ones for this section, is the bronze furnace. The bronze furnace is similar to a normal furnace. It's as slow as a normal furnace. It can be overclocked with gunpowder, obviously. But it uses 10 times less fuel than a normal furnace because steam is incredibly efficient. To craft it requires 1 furnace, 5 bronze plates, 3 fire clay bricks, as shown on the screen. It does all the same things that a regular furnace can do. Okay, we got to your first multi-block structure. The coke oven makes coke, which can be used to make steel or used as a stronger fuel. The coke oven is a multi-block structure that takes steam for power, and it will turn coal into coke with a byproduct of creosote. To make the coke oven requires the coke oven block and then 21 bricks and one of each of the following: a bronze item input hatch, a bronze item output hatch, a bronze fluid input hatch, a bronze fluid output hatch. The coke oven block, or its controller, is crafted with 1 furnace and 8 bricks. The input and output hatches are made very simply. For fluids, it's a bronze tank above a machine casing, like this. That's the output, and this one's the input. And for items, it's a hopper above a bronze machine casing, or below. Exactly the same as the last recipe. It has hollow blocks in the center, but the rest of it's just bricks around the outside edge, and then these hatches. I've set the hatches to auto extraction, so the orange ones are item input hatch, an item output hatch, and a fluid input hatch, and a fluid output hatch. This one's been making creosote. For cool. To change an item input into an item output hatch, Simply take the hatch and place it in the crafting grid to make the next tier over and over and over again. Or you can place it in an unpacker to separate the two blocks and make whatever you want with the blocks that you used. It works the same for the item, output, and input hatch. Just replace it into the crafting grid to switch it to the other one. Holding the item input and output hatches allows you to see where they belong on a multi-block structure. So you could see that you could place it in any of the first row or the second row in this multi-block structure, and in the next multi-block structure it goes in the first row or the top, any of the top blocks. To figure out if a multi-block structure is valid, you can click on the main controller block and it will either say shape valid or shape invalid and the status of the structure. Important note: to increase the speed of your coke furnaces, using steel hatches instead of bronze ones will double its speed permanently. It can be sped up with gunpowder as well by right-clicking the gunpowder onto the controller block. The second multi-block structure we're going to discuss is the steam blast furnace. Working your way through the quest book means you should be at the end of the bronze steam machines and you're headed on to the next tier, steel machines. The steam blast furnace is how you begin crafting steel. Although you can craft it in a blast furnace like I showed you before, the steam blast furnace also allows you to craft raw synthetic oil into synthetic oil, a process that will become important later on. To craft the steam blast furnace requires 29 fire clay bricks, crafted exactly how I showed you before, a steam blast furnace control block, a bronze fluid input hatch, and a bronze item input and output hatch. This is how you craft the steam blast furnace controller block. Important note: to increase the speed of the blast furnaces, you can use steel hatches instead of bronze ones on this one as well. And the structure is exactly the same as the coke oven. The only difference is that it's made of fire clay bricks instead of regular bricks, and it has a fluid input but not a fluid output hatch. On to steel. Welcome to the next tier of machines in the Steam Age. Now we'll be diving into 3 new machines: the steel packer, the steel unpacker, and the steel wire mill. Plus we'll explore steel upgrades, the steam quarry, and how you keep your setup organized with hidden pipes. Let's get started. Steel upgrades. First up, these are key to advancing from bronze to steel machines. By placing a bronze machine in a crafting table with a steel upgrade, you can turn the bronze machine into a steel machine, which makes it faster. It goes through items faster, processes better. The steel machines can process recipes at twice the speed of their bronze counterparts as long as energy usage doesn't exceed 4 EU per tick. To craft a steel upgrade, you will need 2 bronze rods, 1 bronze rotor, 2 bronze gears, 1 steel machine casing, 1 fire clay brick, and 2 fluid pipes. This recipe yields 2 steel upgrades, and you should have about 7 bronze machines ready for these ones over here specifically. A mixer, macerator, furnace, cutting machine, compressor, and a boiler, as well as your water pump. The next machine we're going to craft is the steel packer. The steel packer is a must-have machine for crafting large plates, cables for energy transfer, and plenty more items. Check EMI for the full recipe list. It has 143 pages. Here's what you'll need to craft it: 2 item pipes, 3 fluid pipes, 3 bronze gears, and a steel machine casing. The packer is perfect for compressing your materials, streamlining your production. The next machine is called the unpacker. Very clever, right? This machine allows you to dismantle early game machines like bronze hatches and steel hatches. It's great for recovering components and breaking down items like dusts and ingots into smaller pieces, such as tiny dust and nuggets, needed for some recipes in this pack. You can see here it takes a energy input hatch and makes it down into the components that make it. Breaks it down. Does that with bronze fluid input hatches and output and item input hatches and output hatches as well. To craft it is the exact same recipe as the previous one, but with 2 rods instead of 3 gears. The steel wire mill specializes in making wires from plates. For each plate, you'll get 2 wires. So I can place one in here to see, show you. Or not, I need a copper plate. There we go. That's a copper wire, but also, so one plate makes 2 copper wire, but 2 copper wire can also make copper fine wire, and it gives you 8 copper fine wire for 2 copper wire. So about 4 copper fine wire per. The crafting recipe for the steel wire mill is 4 bronze gears, 2 bronze rotors, 2 fluid pipes, and a steel machine casing. Wire up your components efficiently with this handy machine. Congratulations, you've reached your 3rd official multi-block machine. The Steam Quarry. This is your heavy-duty resource extractor powered by steam to dig deep, even below bedrock, and return valuable ores. However, it comes at a cost, a lot of steel. You'll need 1 steel quarry control block, 13 steel machine casings, 6 steel pipe machine casings, 4 chains, 1 steel fluid input hatch, and 1 steel item output and input hatch. Once built, this machine will take your resource collection to a whole new level. To craft the steam quarry block, control block, you're going to need 2 steel gears, 2 steel large plates, an Invar rotary blade, a steel machine casing, an item pipe. To craft the steel machine casing, you're going to need steel gears, 8 steel plates, and to craft the steel pipe machine casing, you're going to need 6 steel curved plates and 1 steel machine casing. Then the steel item input and fluid input hatches are the exact same as the bronze, but with a steel machine casing and a steel tank instead of bronze machine casing and bronze tank. You can craft the copper and bronze drills to get resources and blocks that you no longer have to mine by hand. And they're very simple. So the copper drills require a copper drill head, an item pipe, 2 iron gears, and a fluid pipe to craft. The bronze ones are the exact same, but it's a bronze drill head instead. And the recipe for this is very simple. It's just a bronze plate, 2 bronze curved plates, 3 bronze bolts, a bronze rod, and 2 bronze gears. To use this bronze drill, you can get iron ore, coal ore, lignite coal ore, copper ore, tin ore, gold ore, and redstone ore. The copper drills can give you cobblestone, diorite, andesite, granite, dirt, gravel, cobbled deep slate, and tuff. All it costs is power. Now, hiding pipes. As you can see here, we have a lot of concrete. It's not actually concrete. Well, it is, but it isn't. I have placed down a ton of pipes and I have hidden them with a pipe config card. To do this, you need to craft the pipe config card and you need to grab a block. So the pipe config card is very simple to craft. It requires 3 glass panes, 2 inductors, an analog circuit board, 2 resistors, and a capacitor. Now all of these components require things that you've already crafted, except they also sometimes require rubber. To make rubber, you're going to need to take water and either carbon dust, which you can make in a machine, or coke dust. Coke dust is just coke that's been put through a macerator, and coke is made by your coke oven over time. You're going to have a lot of it. Okay? You take the coke dust and the water and you make raw synthetic oil. and you take that raw synthetic oil and you put it into your steam blast furnace. You cook it down into synthetic oil, and you take that synthetic oil into your mixer, and you mix a piece of paper and your synthetic oil to make rubber sheets. This isn't the best way to make them. This is just the one that you have access to early on. There's other ways to make them, like say for instance you can use synthetic rubber to make more for what you have, but that requires a lot more machines that we can't make yet at this point. So this is the best way to make it for now. So once you have a pipe config card, you shift right click on a block that you want to use as camouflage, and you make sure that you have that block in your inventory. Then you take your pipes. You should have a ton of pipes right now. I'm going to place some of them down in a crazy pattern like I did before. And then I'm going to cover them up with a pipe config card just by clicking. As you can see, it does cost blocks, so I'm in creative mode. You can't see the blocks are being taken out of my inventory, but you have to use one concrete or one block per to cover them. And that is how you keep your base neat and tidy. With over 8 machines running in your steam setup, you're going to have a lot of pipes everywhere. To keep things neat, I suggest hiding your pipes in the floor. This will help maintain an organized, clean workspace as your machine setup grows. If you leave your cables exposed, I will send an Enderman to steal all your left shoes. Just kidding. But seriously, hide your pipes for a cleaner setup. That wraps up today's walkthrough of the Steam Age, and with it, you're officially completed this stage of your journey. Your progress has taken you from early game simplicity to a powerful, efficient setup. As your machine array grows, don't forget to keep things tidy by hiding those pipes, ensuring your workshop stays as organized as it is powerful. You've mastered the Steam Age, and the path ahead is wide open for even more advanced technologies. Congrats on completing the Steam Age, and good luck with the exciting challenges that lie ahead in the next era. Keep building, upgrading, and exploring. The sky's the limit from here.